reason, and skill. Help us use them wisely in the service of our town government. We ask in your holy name. Amen. The flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm going to open it to the public, and I'm going to let Celine speak first because she's on her way to Moore's meeting.
Got 2 meetings tonight. Just some year-end stuff I thought I would go over with you. As you know, we passed our budget, 4.8% increase. That's about 31 cents per $1,000. For the town of Champlain, that means about 15 cents per thousand, or 3.6% increase. That means if you have an $80,000 home, you pay $12 more a year. We always use $80,000 home as sort of our average home in Clayton County. We're now in the process of interviewing architects and engineering firm to look at our, study our jail needs. I know what our past sheriff said, or outgoing sheriff said we needed, but we're going to have somebody formally look at it and assess where we're going with that. But we know we do need something. Also, we're looking at building a parking facility. You know, parking is terrible around the government center. If we put a one-level facility, that would give us quite a bit more parking space, and it would help the city out also. So right now we're waiting to hear on a grant, and both the city and the county will have to put in about $375,000. So we hope that all comes to pass. We've done quite a bit of work on our buildings. I'm sure some of you have seen the outside of the surrogate court building, the stonework, trying to preserve all that. We're also doing work at Clinton Community College. Needed a new roof, and that's an old slate roof. That got nicely repaired. And the money that we had for it came in under estimate. So we're using the difference in the money to fix their 5th floor. The roof had leaked so much that they weren't able to use that top floor at the Clinton Community College. So now we'll be able to fix that, and they can use it for office space and replace the rugs and all that good stuff. There's a lot of other stuff going on. I told you about our tobacco money. A lot of people criticized us for using the tobacco money the county's getting for our highway. I think it was a good use. We took 95% of it to apply for roads in our county. So every year we fix about 40 miles of road. And half of it we borrow, and the other half is tobacco money. The extra 5%, we gave people the opportunity to apply for grants. Anything that's related to tobacco or anti-smoking. We opened it up to all the non-for-profit agencies in the county, and our county departments, or anybody, foundation at the hospital, somebody who had a good proposal. We have a committee that looks at this, and if we felt it was good, we would give them a lot of money towards it. We also put money towards nursing scholarships at Clinton Community College. The gals or guys who get the scholarship have to promise to work 2 years in the county somewhere. So I think we're using that money wisely, but some people have disagreed with that. One of the things, we had a great presentation last night on Medicaid. I thought you might be interested, I always was, to see how it breaks down. We keep hearing it goes up every year. And I made copies to show you in the last 3 years how it has gone up. In fact, one area has gone up 754%. One area is 110%. So you can give you each a copy. The top sheet is the gross Medicaid for 3 years. And this is the local. This is our local share, and you can see what we're facing. Last year, our tax levy, 62% of what we billed you for your taxes was for Medicaid. This year, it's up to 69%, and growing. I mean, all the counties are complaining. In fact, the county executive from Erie County just sent us a memo. He's proposing that the state raise the sales tax by 1% and take over Medicaid. And some people are knocking that down. But at least everyone's trying to come up with something to take care of this tremendous problem. I thought maybe you'd like to just look at these numbers. But our Commissioner of Social Services last night gave us a great presentation on the Medicaid issue. We're talking big numbers here. Our gross cost in 1999 was 57 million, 57.6. Then 2000 you see 64, 2001 69, and 2002 we're at 77 million. And you can see all the different areas where the costs are going. Nursing home is just one of them. Drugs is another big one, as you can see, the 14 million. And then the next page is the county share, what we have to pay out of that, all that. Are there any other questions or issues you'd like me to?
How's the airport going?
I have a meeting tomorrow. I'm on the airport transition committee. It's really moving. We, as you know, the footprint for the proposed airport, public benefit transfer, was more than the airport itself, because it was a big area. So part of this will be economic development also. So we have to work with Park, how we're going to manage this economic development area. And then there was another area, we took a smaller footprint than was originally projected, but Park had agreed that they would consult us before they did anything with this outside area. So we are in the process of agreeing. We have an extensive agreement we're going to review tomorrow night to see if we can work with them. Because already we've had a couple cases, you know, where, like Nexia, for instance, the goat people wanted to expand. Well, we know they're pretty sound and everything. But then there was another one called Salad Days. They wanted to grow some hydroponic vegetables. But Park comes to us without any financial information, without anything. So we're setting the rules and saying, just don't come to us saying, we want to do this. Tell us exactly where, show us the map, money involved, how much it's going to cost us, how much it's going to cost you, what we're going to get out of it, these kinds of things. So, but yeah, we're moving.
Good.
So, other than that, anything else you?
Anybody have anything for it?
There are no road projects proposed for Champlain. I did get the, those of you who use the Great Chazy boat launch site, if you saw it earlier this summer with the huge potholes, well, we have a new road in there now. Although it's a state responsibility, Al Rascal went in there and paved it. You're not going to lose a car in there anymore. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ken, Chris?
Chris is going to make the presentation. You better look at
I'm going to make the presentation because you told me on the way in I was going to do this, I guess. Chris Champlain, Fire Chief for Champlain, along with Ken LaPlante. Everybody knows Ken. While you're on numbers, much smaller numbers, what I have here, Ken's going to hold this up, is a reflective road sign, or actually that's a reflective house sign. What Ken and I would like to do is have everybody in the town, if possible, we want to promote, even though we have the greatest 911 system probably in New York State, it's an enhanced system, which means when you pick up the phone, your number, your name come up automatically. We still have trouble at 2 o'clock in the morning, or even 2 o'clock in the afternoon, when you go down Route 9 or Prospect Street, or anywhere out in the town, basically to find your house number fairly quickly. What the county can do is give us a range. For example, town offices between McCrae Road and Route 11. Well, McCrae Road and Route 11 is a pretty big area. So when you get out to Route 11, Route 9, or any town road, it would be nice to have these signs. These signs are highly visible day and night, and you can have a choice. We're working in conjunction with the Duane Fire Department, Duane in Franklin County. You go through Franklin County, and I can tell you right now that even though they don't have an enhanced system, you can tell where you are on any road, number-wise. I bought my sign, and it cost me, I bought a mailbox sign, it's about $20 for everything. That includes the hardware, the whole 9 yards. A house sign costs approximately $15.
either horizontal or vertical sign.
Horizontal or vertical. I put mine on the mailbox. on the other side of the post, so, you know, 'cause I know we have some good snowplow operators, but in the event that they get dinged or something like that, it's highly visible.
As long as you don't put your snow out in the road when you stay out.
That's right. And, but it would help us out a lot, especially, there's times where minutes and seconds do count, especially with the ambulance. If your house is on fire, chances are we'll find it. But if it's an ambulance, and also for police too, people who call the police, we find this a lot with the E911 system in the county, that a police call, they may not have that light outside, they may not have a car that can put the four-ways on. That sign, especially for New York State Police and the emergency workers, is valuable. So whether you're in the village, in the town, whether you live outside of Champlain, we would like you to consider this. And Ken also had an idea in regards to building codes.
Building permits. We thought you could probably work it into the building permit system so that anybody that asks for a building permit, they also be required to have a reflective sign of certain dimensions, and this is a good one to go by. Outside their house when their project is finished, or business when it's finished. It wouldn't be much of an addition to the law, but it would mean a great deal. 20 years down the road, everybody's going to have a reflective sign out in front. Just something to think about. I don't encourage more laws, but it seems like we have to have a law for everything nowadays.
For your own.
That's right. For your own safety, you have to have a law to protect yourself.
Just one thing I can add, in the new building code, there is a provision in there that every house has to have a number, and they have to be at least a minimum of 4-inch letters. There's nothing about reflective signs, and if that's the minimum, you know, if the town
Maybe we
wants to
could
do
change
something
that to make it
else.
reflective, because at nighttime,
But that is one of the things I
Can't
do
see
look
them at all.
at when I'm out, so,
Right.
you know, after the big
Very good.
first of the year.
That's in that new code?
Yeah.
If
After
you-
the first of the
Yeah,
year.
if you can make them reflective, what happens many times, in fact, this happened when I built my house. By the time you get done building your house, you're kind of strapped for money, so you tend to get a brass 38, I live at 38 Alma Road, for example, I get a brass, it looks great standing there, but at night you cannot see that sign, or you cannot see that letter, or that number. So if you can encourage that, we encourage it. What we're going to do is work with Dwayne as an ordering point, order the signs. They make a little bit of money off it. I think they make $1 per sign off it. And elderly people out in town, if they want to purchase a sign, I'll have the guys go out and install it. You know, we want to really, someday we want to be able to go down Route 9, Route 11 especially, the big roads, to be able to see these signs. Even though we have one of the best systems, it's still nice to have it.
thank you for your time.
Thanks,
Want any
Mike.
of those signs picked up on a Dwayne, I can pay them up for you.
You can?
I got a house right across the street.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right, you do.
We'll run some off and we'll have them here.
Okay.
Okay,
And
very good.
Ralph will have them. If anybody leaves an order here, do you want to check when,
So you can just mail it right in there. There's
I'll mail it in?
instructions with it and everything. Just
Okay.
close the check with it, and mail it in, and
Mail it right to Dwayne.
sure.
okay.
Yep.
You're on your
All
way.
Very simple.
But we'll have some here, Ralph will have them.
And Bill Hope down at
Check on
Twin
it.
Town True Value has got some of these order blanks too.
Okay,
Yeah, we're also working with
We'll
Bill.
have some at the fire station.
okay.
Could include that with the building permit application too, if they want them.
Yeah.
You know, it's not mandatory, but if they know they're there, they may want them, you know.
As long as they gotta
That
have
helps.
one, they could probably use that to get it,
Yeah.
rather than trying to go out and find it somewhere.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Anybody else in the audience? Anybody? Anybody wants to speak?
Bruce,
I'm sorry.
that's okay. I just didn't know how the format was here. Is this the only time you have a chance to speak?
We'll have it at the end, beginning and at the end.
Oh,
You have a chance to,
Well, maybe I'll try now, because then I can get home at a reasonable hour. I know how these things can drag on a bit. We found out that where we live, out in Point Affair, much to our dismay, is zoned a certain way. That we are an SL1, I think it is. And in my yard, I can have chickens, pigs, cows, horses, but I cannot own more than 5 dogs. And I'm wondering how we arrived at, my location being this particular zoning, and if it is at all possible to change that, because I have toy dogs that are about 5 pounds that don't come up to most people's mid-sized dog, but I can only have 5 of them. And I had 8 of them, and I've had to put 3 of them into foster homes. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with Point of Fair where I live, but I'm in a kind of a cul-de-sac, and where my house is, there's just fields on the side of it, like a 10-acre parcel that's not developed, and chances are won't be developed. But we do have, some summer people and a few people that are year-round. Now, I have no idea how you go about changing such a thing, or if it's even possible, but I would like to find out if it is possible.
Usually it's changed by a recommendation from the zoning board.
Right now, we're trying for a usage variance, which is extremely difficult to get. I can't prove that I'm in a financial hardship because I'm really not. This is a hobby that I have. It's, this is my pets. But when I saw the map of where I could go to own more than 5 dogs, if I wanted to keep my 7 dogs, I either have to go out, in the West Service Road, or I have to go, where it's very commercial. And I really don't want to move out to such an area.
Where kennels allowed.
See, and I don't really consider myself a kennel, but unfortunately, I fit into, they don't have much variance. It's, there's just commercial kennel, which it'd be someplace like La Pet, that grooms and boards and has hordes of dogs. But I want 7 little dogs. I don't want to have
After you have so many dogs, it counts as a kennel.
after 5.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
5 or more.
Doesn't matter what they weigh, apparently.
No,
5 dogs, little dogs or big dogs, no
Yeah.
matter.
You're allowed only 5, that's it. And I
So-
never heard of that town,
But see, I moved out there because I didn't want to live in the village of Rouse's Point where I knew they were stricter about such things. I thought I was moving into the country and that I would never run across such problems. But now I find out I either have to move to, IC1 or IC2, which it's past, I think where Art Bedard's sawmill was
276, yeah.
on 276. Or I could be over by the Border View Grocery, but it's some very strange locations, not really very conducive to having a family. So I know this is kind of a strange request probably, but I'm wondering, is there a process that I can petition such a thing, or?
it's usually the zoning board that comes to us and asks us for a change, not an individual.
This has happened in the past?
Yeah, we've changed some. Have you talked to them?
To the zoning board? Well, yes, they're my friends now. I'm over there all the time. But they suggested that I come to a meeting and see what the process was.
Yeah, usually they come to us, not. We usually go on their recommendations because we don't want to go over their head and just start changing.
You don't want to start spots, on what you call spots.
Right, I've heard that's a
That-
dirty word.
that
Yeah.
you don't want to do any place,
Yeah.
because you do a little here, change a little spot here and a little spot here, and it just doesn't work out.
Now, what if you had 6 dogs prior to
when the zoning board came into being.
If you had them there before
93.
94.
Are you grandfathered in?
You've been grandfathered
I see.
Yeah.
Whether they're the same dogs or not. If you had, let's say if you had 10 dogs, but they're not the same dogs, okay? They died. but you've always had 10 dogs prior to 93, then you are grandfathered in?
Better go to the zoning board.
You'd have to ask, you'd have to ask the zoning board for an interpretation. No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
That's how it would work.
I see.
What they were gonna say, I can't even venture a guess. But the-
So then, go ahead. I'm sorry.
the way the process works, you go to the zoning board, say you're going for a use variance.
Right.
If you're denied the use variance, you can appeal for a rehearing.
Uh-huh.
You can appeal to the town board to have them overturn the decision of the zoning board.
Okay.
Or you can go to what's called an Article 78, which is the Supreme Court.
The
I
Supreme
mean, those are the
Court of
options.
what?
Well,
The
Supreme Court
of
of
zoning?
New York.
Oh, New York, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
You know, it's an appellate thing.
Uh-huh.
So those are the three options that you have, but normally any change comes from the zoning board. It's recommended to the town board, and they look at it. So,
That's the process.
Does that help you out any?
Well, I don't
Really,
know.
right?
There's another zoning board meeting on Thursday, which I'll be attending, I'm sure. And this usage variance is very difficult to get. I mean, you have to prove all sorts of things, which, the language in which it's written is so difficult to decipher in the first place, what they really want from you. And, you know, I can't say that, you know, I can't sell my property without this usage variance, because that's probably not the case. It's a residential, you know, this is my home, and it's, you know, my yard and a fenced-in area that I keep my dogs in. So I can't say, and plus the fact that, I mean, how do you change the definition of kennel? Can it be, how does that happen?
So many dogs.
That's the only criteria?
well, they can add an amendment modifying the definition or creating a new definition. You know, if a kennel of, say, 5 dogs, 10 dogs, or a type of dog, or...
Poundage?
Well, I mean, they could have worded it any way they wanted if they so choose,
Or
but...
commercial,
Yeah.
business and all.
Right.
Right, if it's commercial, or if it's, you know, your family pets or whatever, but... I mean, it's all up to the zoning board to look at it and decide what they want to do.
Celine and I were on the zoning board when that went through. We
Mhm.
worked on that. And we had a lot of discussions on that.
Oh, I'm sure. It's, you know, I mean, when you're talking about people's pets, it's like their children, you know, it's a family matter.
Right. And we tried to look at it from both
Right.
sides.
Because you don't want to be inconveniencing other people, you know. But it's not like we live on top of each other out there. It's, you know, and I have sheep that have grazed in the field right next to me. Tell me that having, you know, if I had a mare in heat in my front yard, wouldn't that cause a little ruckus out there? More than my little dogs? And yeah, I could have that. It just seems so unbalanced.
I suggest you go to them
Okay,
and then see what happens.
all right.
And we can help, we're trying not to. Try with them, and then we'll try it that way.
Okay,
Is that okay?
that does sound okay.
Anyone else? Okay, looking for approval of minutes of the November 12th meeting.
Make a motion, we accept the minutes of November 12th.
Do I have a second? Second. All in favor? The November 12th meeting? Oh, I'm sorry, the 19th. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Okay, this next one is for your information. This is just, insurance company comes and talks with us, and right now we don't have anybody, well, partly, we don't have anybody that's been to school, or finished school yet. But this helps our insurance rates. And after Mickey and Julie finish the school, we're gonna try it again. And we don't have anybody because George didn't pass it, so. The next is a letter that Mike sent to Worldwide Warehouse about their junk pile in front. They have a lot of lumber and old stuff in front.
Don't they burn that once a year, Mike?
Not to my knowledge, I mean, I've just seen this pile growing and growing, and
They burn it once a year, right, Tim?
They get big enough, they'll call the fire department themselves.
They give you a,
oh, yeah.
they give you a donation
They'll,
or something?
they'll make sure that there's nothing.
I mean, a lot of the stuff is wire crates and busted pallets, and it's turning into a mountain out there. I just
Yeah.
thought that, I mean, they got a nice building, but
Oh, it was bigger than that last year when they burnt it out there.
You haven't heard anything.
yeah, but, you know, it's all right to burn it, but if you're gonna do that, what are you gonna do for everybody else that has junk? You gonna allow them to make a pile once a year, we're gonna burn it, or, I think this stuff should be taken care of as they get it.
It doesn't look good.
No.
You have your minutes of the zoning board meeting. Your code enforcement officer, you have his report. And a copy of a letter that I sent to board. And on this next one is, Pat's taking care of this. For reappointments on the board. This is, annual aid, and we have to send them back, half of it.
You get half of it.
Yeah. I don't know why, because we don't get nothing for it. I don't know if we should do it or not.
Did you discuss that with Pat about it?
Yeah. She doesn't think we should.
Maybe we should have a session, we're doing a session, we're gonna talk about this. There's quite a bit of money involved.
Yeah. Would you like to hold this till next meeting, and we'll sit down and talk with her before?
I would.
Is that okay
I
with you?
mean, you're always looking for money to, she needs help in that office at different times here.
I tell you what my suggestion is. We're not getting, they'll send us help, but to do what they wanna do, not what Pat wants them to do, which is not right. I think if somebody comes up here to work, she should be the boss to tell them.
Exactly right. And that's been the problem since day one anyway, so, but if they're not gonna do nothing, why should they get any money?
Right. We have Pat Dion, who could help Pat out, you know, doing paperwork and stuff like that. I would rather take money and pay her and keep the money here. So, you wanna, we'll talk with Pat?
Yes.
The next meeting, we'll hold this over to January meeting? Okay. Okay, this is telling us about the $5 a parcel in state aid. This next one was just for your information.
This one.
Okay, this next one, it's already been taken care of. Robbie offered to do this, he would take care of it for us. Robbie's gonna take care of this for us. He, when he's out doing his own plowing, he has a man on his truck that's out plowing. The guy's gonna swing in there and make a couple of swipes and take care of it. Because we can't go in there with our trucks. But Robbie volunteered to, he says it's no big problem, he'll do it for us. I guess we're gonna see an increase in our health insurance. The girl's gonna be here tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and she'll see anybody one-on-one from 1 o'clock on. I asked that if anybody wants to see her, that they let the highway guys go first. And this next one's from Time Warner. their rate adjustment. They're offering us more, but I think it's gonna cost us more to get it. And the next one is Sam is asking to transfer $1,600 from DB 5110.1 to Parks and Recreation B7140.4. Money you have left over, and transfer it.
Is that the total amount of the money? I mean, you have 160 hours here, $1,600, is that a rate per hour?
No, that's what I think is left in that account.
Okay. I mean, you got hours there, that's why I was wondering,
Yeah.
that's kind of confusing.
You know, I think it's,
It's all the money that was in there.
Gonna vote on that?
okay, I'm not, is that we
Well,
vote?
you're gonna transfer funds, but they need to vote.
I didn't want the other transfer.
I don't know, first time
You wanna put them all together?
I don't
You
care.
shouldn't,
Huh?
I think you should do it separately. It's a different fund.
Well, I don't care, do this one separately, and then see what,
Do I have a motion on this one?
I make a motion that we make a move, take it out of the parks, put it in the parks.
Okay. Have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
This one is, this next one is historical, and that's today. I'm a little late on that one. That's another thing. If anybody knows anybody that would like to be our historian, we're looking for one. We have two ladies that work in the summertime, but they don't wanna be, they don't want it full-time. This is a letter that Ralph and I sent to the village. We want to make all the outside users in the district. And the next one is on the map. The maps that we had made for the town, and we gave the village some. You guys have all seen them. If anybody would like one, we have them here. Next one is, I received a letter from Jolene R. Manette, her and her husband, and they're thanking Warren and Brian Misek for the work they did on Prospect Hill Road. You want to relay that, Tim and Sam, to the boys?
Yep.
And we have a check here from County Treasurer's Office. It's $37,885.89, and this is a check representing the town's portion of the mortgage tax. And we're 42,000 over what we projected. We had projected,
we say we have one of the meetings there. Local law number 4 is,
Are you ready for it?
yeah.
You have to close this meeting? Have a motion to close this meeting?
Make a motion to close the meeting.
Second?
Second.
Okay, we open up to
Public hearing.
public hearing on local law number 4.
Town Board of Town of Champlain will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, December 10, 2002 at 7:30 p.m. Purpose of said public hearing will be to hear and discuss opinions on local law number 5 of 2002, extending the one-year moratorium for an additional period of 6 months on the acceptance of applications for building permits for the subdivision of a parcel of property into 5 or more lots or parcels in the town of Champlain. All persons interested will be given an opportunity to speak or to offer opinions, either for or against this proposed local law. Copies of the said local law are available for review at the town clerk's office. Meeting is open to the public. Order to town board.
Any discussion? Public? Close the meeting. Go back to the regular meeting. Do you have a motion on this?
Make a motion to accept the law.
Have a second?
Second.
Roll call vote, John Paul?
Yeah.
Rufford?
Aye.
Jules?
Aye.
Aye. Leroy? And I vote aye.
Another.
Okay, we gotta close the meeting again
Nope.
for the bids?
That's closer to that. Just announce bid opening.
Okay, bid opening.
Town Board of Town of Champlain is requesting bids for janitorial services for the year January 1st, 2003 through December 31st, 2003 for the town offices. Offices are located at 729 Route 9, Champlain, New York. The bids will be open read aloud at the regular town board meeting to be held December 10th, 7:30 p.m. I had the same problem I had last time here, Countryside Cleaning, Marchese, New York, they didn't sign it. Last time they said that if it wasn't signed, it was a legal bid, right? Hamilton Brothers. We'll do it for $7,200 per year, and they did sign it.
Is that the one we got now?
Yes.
What's her name, do you know?
Hamilton Brothers.
This was Lee's Clean Machine Janitorial Services in Plattsburgh. $8,172, and it is signed.
It's not signed, it's signed?
Yes, it is signed.
Okay.
8172. So,
So, 72. So Hamilton Brothers is a little bit of
right.
You have to have a motion to accept this, or
Somebody has to want to, yeah.
any discussion on
I
this?
make a motion, we accept the Hamilton
Just a
Brothers.
minute, are we satisfied with the work they've been doing?
I think so.
I mean, this is something you want to know before you say yes, or, no problems?
No, if we ask them to wash the windows or anything,
You have no problem, or
Red makes a motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Okay? Is that it, Rob? Okay, we'll go to, back, we got $15,152.86. That's back on that, our part of the generator.
Is that generator running now, or is it still waiting for something?
We're waiting for a switch. Gets a switch, then he's gonna get a hold of Sam, and we're gonna move it up there. He's gonna have it all hooked up, he'll show the boys how it operates. And
Is the site been prepared for that, or?
Oh, yeah.
Guess you're not gonna move right away then.
Okay, I got a couple other things. Our last board meeting, we have to have one at the end of the year, pay the bills. We're talking 12/27, the Friday, last Friday, before the end of the year, at 10 o'clock in the morning. Is that the 27th?
Yeah. Are they gonna give him plenty of time for her to go to positive on Monday then?
Yep.
Should be all right.
Should be. Does everybody agree to that? Okay. I got a couple other things. Mike's been looking for somebody to serve papers on, for the zoning, and we haven't been able to find anybody local. We wanted to keep it local. The lawyer suggested is Mike Godley. Mike and I interviewed him this morning. He's an
State police.
ex-state trooper.
Retired.
Yeah, retired state trooper. He'll serve the papers for us for $40 to $50 a paper.
What do you mean by 40 or 50?
Depending on the mileage.
But we're not paying a mileage, just
We're paying a
straight-
mileage from Plattsburgh to here and back, but it depends how far he has to travel in the town.
And so you give him 50 miles before he starts?
We give him 18 miles before we start. It's 18 miles from his house to this door.
Well, it's 36 miles. You're gonna give 36 miles before he starts then?
What are you paying, 30 cents a mile?
I don't know.
35, you said.
35.
35 cents a mile?
You can't pay for more than what we're paying to our own people.
What do we pay?
We don't have anybody.
No,
No, but the mileage,
What's in the,
what we got on the mileage for,
what do we put in the bottle of the mileage? Is what-
you can't give one person more than the other.
What happens if you got two papers to deliver?
Is what?
If he comes up and delivers 2 papers, he doesn't charge us double the mileage.
I don't know that, but
You
I'm
don't
just,
know. Do you know that?
Yeah,
No, that's what he said.
He
If we
told
could
us
bunch 'em
that.
up. If we could bunch up, if there was papers to be served, he would only charge mileage one time.
if
is
you guys,
he gonna be working as a private contractor in this?
yep,
I
yep.
mean, if he's working as a private contractor, then the mileage could be different. You know, I don't want us to get in trouble here with
If we're gonna- if somebody else can find somebody else, we've been hunting for the last month and a half, 2 months, looking for somebody. Mike or Julie can't serve the papers, has to be somebody else. Mike went to the Ross Point Village Police Department, they will do it, but then George didn't want them to do it on kind of the insurance or something. We tried a couple of people here in Champlain, and they don't wanna do it, so we have nobody.
Tried the sheriff's department, they won't do it.
You wanna do it?
Called all around the other code people, see how they do it. And the way they do it is contrary to what our lawyer's telling us he wants us to do. So he's the man we're getting the advice from, so I gotta stick with him.
And this is a guy that he recommends. If you guys got somebody else, or you don't wanna do it, it's the only way we can enforce the laws. Because we have people that won't, they're sending them letters, and they're not doing anything. And
Can that money be collected from the one they're serving the paper on?
I don't think so.
No.
Renee didn't say he told, he didn't tell you
No,
that.
he didn't say, we never asked the question, but I don't know, but I'd have to say no, if I was to guess.
I mean, if we don't have somebody, these people in that department are just banging their heads against the wall. We might still not have the department.
I mean,
How many papers would you say you have to serve a year?
I'm guessing not more than 10. I think what's gonna happen is, after the word gets out that this is for real here, that we're serious, people are gonna pay attention to these notices when they get them, and they're gonna do what they need to do. Right now, there's no enforcement. I mean, we got a stack of papers that thick, of third and final notices, and you never hear from them.
They're laughing at us.
We should check and see if there's a way we can collect that money back, or we're gonna be paying. If you've got a stack of papers that high,
That sounds like the other court. Now, to get this straight, if this gentleman, whoever it is, doesn't matter, once he serves the papers, has to go to court, right?
No, the only thing he does, he serves the papers, he comes back, and he gives us an affidavit of services for the court that proves to the judge that whoever we want in court has been legally served. They know they have to appear, and there's a court date set. When he serves the papers, the court date's already been set.
Now, where's the court gonna be on that?
Here,
Here.
yeah. Town justices have to handle this.
Okay, now, are we ready to handle that part of it?
I've talked to the judges, and
No, that's what I wanna know here, because, who's gonna, our attorney gonna prosecute this thing?
he's supposed to be there along with Julie or I, whoever. You
Our
know, we
attorney-
develop the information if it's gonna go. Yeah, he said he would be there to prosecute it if need be.
No doubt it ought to be, right? I mean, I'm not really sure that we're going the right route.
I would say yes, he would have to
Because
be
the
there.
judges are gonna be doing this on their own here, they can't.
No, we're not doing it to be mean.
No, I know that.
You know, and Mike's working with people. If people say they're gonna do it, and they're doing it a little bit at a time, we're not pushing, but we have some people that are just ignoring it.
No question about it, I've said that right along, if they're gonna ignore everything, why have it?
That's right, we might as well close the department down.
As long as the attorney is gonna be there to take care of this when they go there. Because no doubt they'll have to get an attorney if they don't wanna agree with this.
Well, I have no intention of going to court to lose. If it goes far enough that I gotta go to court with somebody, I'm going to win.
They all say that.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm looking for your permission.
I think if they could work this out where you get 2, 3 at one time, it would be the advantage of the town in, for the attorney also. No, but, you know what I'm talking about?
No, we could do it that way, but I don't know.
I mean, if no, but I mean, I'm not gonna say you're gonna wait and wait, but I mean, if something, don't have one today and have another tomorrow.
Could they go as far as call a trial jury on this?
I'm not sure how that goes. I mean, all I know is it goes.
The one that he writes up and demand whatever he wants.
This could get off.
But he's gonna pay for that.
This could get expensive before we're done.
I don't know,
No.
I didn't get it. I don't know.
These are like appellate violations, or they're not criminal cases, from what I understand. So I don't know if you can ask for a jury trial or not.
I would say for.
You wanna try it for a month or two?
That's what I'm thinking. We
It's
try
3
it
months,
And see what happens for 6 months, see what happens.
6 months, you wanna try it for 6 months?
6 months and see, and we can bring it back before the board and see what happens. I'll make a motion for that.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
You'll have a report every month on, you know, what we do, what the outcomes are and stuff, so.
Okay, I've got one other thing. This is the end of the year. I would like to see Tim get an extra $500 for being assistant highway superintendent and taking Sam's place when Sam was off, and tell him that we would do that. I need the board's approval to do it.
I'll make a motion, we give Timmy the $500.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. I got one other thing. Tomorrow at 3 o'clock, Betty Little's gonna be here. If any of you gentlemen would like to be here.
Who will be here?
Betty Little's gonna be here tomorrow. The one that's taking Ron Stafford's place. She's stopping in.
Time?
3 o'clock. She called and said she'd be in. She's gonna stop by. She's gonna be in Ross's Point first, and then she's gonna stop here. So I thought if any of you councilmen would like to be here tomorrow to meet with her,
Would be Busby.
I'll be on the bus.
you know, toot when you go by.
Yeah, doctor's appointment, so that's gonna have to change now.
Okay, that's all I have. I'll go to the committee reports. I'll go to building committee, Jules and Clifford.
No, I don't have nothing.
We're probably gonna have to be getting involved in something here after that state inspection. Which we don't do tomorrow morning, I mean, we won't be able to take any equipment around anymore, and a few other things, which has been long overdue, we all know that. We'll have to see what we wanna do with that.
Okay.
If we wanna meet sometime, we gotta meet, can you meet Monday for insurance purposes?
After 8 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, anytime during Monday, Monday I'm off, I can get involved in that, to check over the insurance, you know, some of this stuff here shouldn't be insured at all, on equipment. So we can get that to the insurance company.
On this violations, Sam and Tim and some of the other boys have really done a good job. We got everything cleaned up. We got a letter going out to Kevin Cox. And I don't have a copy of that letter with me, but Sam's going to give us a report on this.
I just was saying that we're gonna have to do something here in this building business,
Okay. Yeah, we should look at it.
which we had talked about here a year ago, but if you get involved in this painting and washing here, now the state's gonna make us do it one way or another. That's all I got for that. You're doing.
No. Okay, on Grants Committee, Ralph and John Ball,
Nothing.
Board of Assessment and Review,
No.
Highway Committee, Jules and Clifford.
Have we got any kind of a schedule we're gonna be doing this winter here on these roadsides?
Yeah, we want to start chipping there. We've got the chipper all set up today, probably start chipping tomorrow,
And,
cutting brush and chipping.
you starting up here and,
We're gonna start up on North Star Road.
yeah, it's quite a bit to do up there. Especially one side there, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Going up.
We're gonna have quite a few big stumps in there too, probably.
I'd say a dozen of them.
Yeah.
I'd say
Be a few of
dozen.
them, yeah.
Well, the thing is, leave them there, we'll get somebody with a big machine to pull them out.
Yeah.
And it's,
Along the golf course.
yeah. Well, we'll get that, and then, when that one is done, where are you going?
Probably Roxanne.
I
We're
got
gonna
a
cut that
short-
back some. Got a short stretch there, want to clean up the Roxanne Road.
It's getting old.
And,
So
yeah,
I wanna go through it. and
it
go
won't be
some-
too much you can cut on that, Ridge Road, Rapid Road.
No.
There's a couple of trees were in the way there, I think.
Well, I don't know if we can cut them along the riverbank. Are we supposed to?
Well, it's in our right away.
Well,
We'll trim them.
you can trim them up.
Trim them out,
Yeah.
maybe whatever.
Yeah.
It must be in our right away, because they're hitting in part of the road, so
The more that we
the
leave,
limbs.
the more that we leave on that bankside, it'll.
The better off we are.
Stump part, yes. Make up a list of that has to be cut down, and I'll see if I can get that crew that we got last year to,
Oh, any big trees, you mean?
for the high stuff.
Yeah.
So the earlier you can get that.
Next to power lines and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
We'll get the same people that did last year.
yeah.
Work up with something there. That's all I got.
Okay. Water and Sewer Committee, Ralph and John Paul.
We're still working on that water district for 11 through 76.
Landfill, Jules and John Paul.
Nothing right now.
I got a question for you. When did they test?
The what?
When did they go out there and test?
I don't know,
It's right.
last year they went in the fall, late fall, so this year is gonna be in the spring sometime. Well, it'll be summer, it won't be in the wintertime.
Sorry, I got one thing to fix on there before they do.
They sent me a lock, to change the lock up there, but we need more than one. That's why I haven't put in a small gate yet.
Did they put one in on that gate?
Now, we've got a wire to hold it shut there now, but there's no sense having two different keys up there. I'll have to give him a call and find out if we can,
Get them key to like.
well, get them so they're all with his key.
Yeah.
What he's done, he's got one key to go to all the landfills.
Oh.
And, but that's not good to have only one gate, he's gonna have to have our key to go to the other gate anyway. I wanna see if he wants our key, well, if he does, well, I'll check on that anyway. But right now, we still have the same key that we've been using, if you wanna get in there.
Anything else on landfill? Town clerk's report.
As you know, we've had a little problem this fall selling hunting licenses and trying to make the book balance, and DEC's having a lot of troubles too. Well, they finally sent me today up through the 1st of November in accounting, and we were 20 cents off. So that's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Our favor or their favor?
Their favor, we lost, we're 20 cents short. I'll give you the 20 cents. Been a real problem this fall, boy.
Is that system working out pretty well now, or?
Well, I guess so, there's had a lot of problems with the
I know you had problems
bookkeeping.
with
Anyhow, what they sent today is holds up, and we're in pretty good shape. That's all I have, sir.
Highway superintendent, Sam.
Yeah, as you were mentioned, we got a visit from the Department of Labor, and as you were talking, we can no longer paint in there. He says, I see a little yellow mist in here. He says, do you paint in here? I said, do I? He says, yes. I says, no. I didn't lie, I wasn't the one painting. But it's gotta be explosion-proof fixtures and everything else. Fire extinguishers, they had expired, even in this side here, they were all expired, you know. We set up now on a yearly inspection, supposedly.
Didn't you have somebody here the other day looking at fire extinguishers?
Yeah,
Yeah, but before this, before the guy came?
well, he came a month and a half ago.
Oh, okay. No, I saw you had somebody there, that's, and when I saw the report, I said, well,
We
how
didn't,
come
we just got his report back. He spotted a paint can with lead written on it. He wrote us up for that.
You shouldn't have put it in, boy, we don't have any of that around.
That was the only one we had. We're checking them all there now. MDS sheets, MDS there, you know, those sheets there for your poisons and stuff. We had a tray for him. But he likes them in a loose leaf so he can flick through them. He doesn't have to pull each one out to look at. And next month, January, Perma's gonna come down and school us on this here. We're gonna get together with Moores and possibly Beatman Town, and he'll do all three of us at one time. So we'll be trained in this hazard here, paint cans. We
Do you
took,
have that in one place, or?
yeah, they're gonna try to get to Moore's KC, because there'll be so many of us. Our oxygen tanks and gas tanks weren't far enough apart. They should be 20 to 25, a minimum of 20 feet, he prefers 25 feet apart. So we had to separate them a little further apart. The paint, the respirator Rob wears to paint, he has to have a physical stating that he can wear that mask.
Well, he was working on that already,
we're working, Tim's got a hold of a guy from Harris, he's gonna come down, because the mask has to be properly fitted to him, and physical. I never heard of that, but we didn't have enough welding jackets. The one we had, he didn't believe it fit anybody. It was a little small, so we had to get different sizes.
So the older men were getting better.
I put that medium one on, it fit me pretty good, it did. And our lockout tagout station, that's when you're working on equipment, you're supposed to, he said, don't if you had one, I said, yeah, it's right here. He says, where's your sheets? Well, we made up some sheets where the guy who's working on equipment signs it, dates it, puts a date down, the time he worked on it, and when he gets done, then I guess that's going to satisfy him. It's all little kind of stuff like this right here that you may notice on the doors. We had some big signs made up. Whenever you leave these premises, make sure you have your hard hat with you or your flags, whatever job you're going out to do. We put that up. We got to order some signs to put on the walls for oil, used oil, oxygen, acetylene.
To identify any hazards in the garage, so that if somebody comes in there, they can see it.
And the back room, our storage room, we moved all of our sprays out there. And we put a sign on it, authorized personnel only.
And the door is spring loaded.
And spring loaded, so the door shuts every time we go in and out of there.
Automatically.
So,
What about the window?
the window, well, if you
Spring
crawl
load back
through,
door.
if you crawl through the window and get in there,
Do you have to put your paints in a metal cabinet?
No.
he didn't say anything about that.
He said as long as you do not have 120 containers of one product in that room, I'm not gonna overlook it.
Because usually they
I'm
make
gonna
you
look at your door
cabinet.
and he said that will pass.
So basically, those are
He
the,
doesn't wanna see a large quantity of anything and everything.
No, they don't want you to warehouse paint.
but I think you
You
can
take
paint
it
there
down
with a
before you use
paintbrush.
it all.
I think you can paint with a paintbrush without any problem.
You can paint with a paintbrush inside. And I had him on the phone, and I asked him, I said, okay, what happens when we go to the outside? He says, no problem. During the summer. He said, I have no problem with painting outside, as long as you have your proper respirators on.
but you need a calm day.
Well,
Payment a roller.
Are you gonna have two men with respirators?
Yeah.
Okay.
Too
A lot
physical.
of people paint equipment with roller. Surprisingly. It's not like a spray can.
No,
Spray,
no.
spray job. Well, it depends on some big stuff you get.
So basically, that's it.
We're probably lucky that we had this inspection because it's straightened things up.
Yeah, and we gotta watch more safety films, you know. Gotta watch more safety films. We got,
I've got a large quantity.
yeah, I got 18 the other day from Dick Loris, and I made copies of them. And we'll start watching them.
And the perma guy come up today and he dropped off a DVD player. And I've got a thing in there that all the guys are gonna watch. And I got other tapes that go along with it.
Okay. You understand?
For now.
I'm not sure how she did.
You have to have everybody sign when you see them tapes too.
Each
Yeah.
tape that we watch.
Tape that they watch.
Signs it, and all this stuff goes into each of
Keep
the.
the log on it.
In our folders, yeah.
Each folders. And that way there, if he comes in or any perma guys, that way there it helps out on our insurance. Gives you a better rate on through perma.
Anything else, Sam?
No, I guess that's about it.
Did you get any more information on that Great All deal?
No, no. I talked to another fellow, another dealer today. He's supposed to look around Tracy's equipment.
Did you get the hours and stuff, Tim?
I looked through all the reports on the fuel slips and I couldn't find it.
Like I said, I don't think this thing out here before too long, we're gonna overdo this thing. Because we'll need it before April, or April anyway. Okay.
Nothing else? I just have something here. We have this calendar that David Patrick is selling, but they're selling them for the college, the foundation. And it's, it shows pictures of Champlain as it was years ago, around 1800, 1900. Ralph has them here in the office. And we also have the book for the money for Bob Ben's Park. That's, we've got both of these here if anybody's looking for them. And post audit bills.
Oh, that, this,
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Transfer and money.
Jane gave you a list of transfers, the account.
I already did that one.
Kind of had it in some of
I did that one.
You missed that.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
I just wanted to.
It's a handwritten type of thing. Anybody has any questions about any of them, I don't know if I can answer them, but I can try.
I went through it with you.
Oh, I think we've all studied it. I'll make a motion that we do the transfers, all the transfers that the budget office suggests that we make.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? No, I better do a roll call. John
Yes.
Paul? Red?
Aye.
Leroy? Jules?
Aye.
I vote aye. Yeah, before I forget it, thanks for reminding me. Kingsley Power on that new generator. They want to know if we want a service contract. And I think we've talked about this before. It's $550 a year. And as far as I'm concerned, I just soon let our guys do the service, but it's up to you guys. I mean, you do the service on the other stuff.
Is this just service, or is this, if anything goes wrong with it?
This is level 2. You got a copy of that?
On the generator?
Generator, this what he would do for that.
Oh, this is what he would do.
You come once a year for this, right?
Yeah.
You have a hard time replacing the spark plugs.
It's all just loops and radiators and
They put everything down on these things.
fuel line and
What we had to do on the other generator already, we had to replace the water pump.
Yeah, that's about all we've had to do to it, eh?
Because it had a hairline crack.
Yeah.
And the only time you would be able to notice it is when the motor warmed up.
does anybody think that we need this?
Not if
I know.
the,
If we have a man here to take care of this thing, I don't know why we're gonna pay $550 for a guy to come one day a year.
that's what I thought too, but
But I mean, we gotta keep records of this stuff.
Is this thing gonna start up once a week on an automatic
Yep.
Yep.
system like the one we got here?
Yep.
The Lord knows how that works up there in Ridge Road. I have no idea.
It's supposed to start up once a week, every Thursday at
Has
10
anybody-
o'clock or something.
Has anybody taken any reports on that?
Yeah.
How many
Yep.
hours?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sullivan keeps us posted.
They're, they can get the whole thing, so.
Well, when,
We
when,
have no idea. We have a book in there that we used to keep, and nothing's been added to it.
I'll double check on that, and I'll check on the book too.
I mean, we gotta have a guy check this twice a year here, one of our own people here, might have to put a thing on it. Right?
I mean, they do all the rest of our maintenance, I
If
mean.
you got two mechanics here, why do you wanna hire another one?
Reading over that list, it's nothing really they can't do here, check it over. You see anything, Sam?
I'm just looking there. I don't know what he means by check FR activators. Number 22.
It's like the other portable generators, they got as activators. When you go to start it, they don't start, so you gotta take a battery and hit it to get the generator started.
Sure, you're gonna check out on this thing.
Yeah. I would say most of this we can do. If there is a problem, well, we just have to get somebody that can take care of it.
Okay.
I think there was only one time.
When we set up that computer with the, as far as the maintenance, it set the generator rate right in on that same thing. And you guys are, you guys are supposed to have your wire for the internet sometime next week.
We ain't got our wire yet.
The computer has got
You're going to your
internet,
place
so they can look
tomorrow.
up parts and machinery and stuff like that.
We got safety tapes to watch.
Move that onto the table.
Talk about generator, our little generator we got, where is that at?
It's in the,
Little portable one there?
where the portable, where the big
Right here?
generator is.
Right in the generator room.
Oh, in other words, if you need it, it's.
Right.
you go there.
Yeah.
I got something. All this stuff is dragging and hanging around here. We got old steam gennies, we got old jacks and stuff. What do we do one time a year? Put everything out on the list.
Okay.
And
Good idea.
sealed bid and get rid of some of this stuff.
I make a motion that you get all this stuff together, make up a list, and then we'll decide another meeting when we're gonna have this sealed bid deal, pick up everything.
Get rid of a lot of the stuff that we don't use.
No sense of keeping it around here, just taking up room and we don't have room.
Right.
Get it all up in a list and then we'll have it in the spring.
Get rid of that box that we got sitting out there and everything.
Did you ever put that box on the state?
I never got one of those forms.
In fact, I haven't, I used to get one of those every couple of months.
Oh, I haven't got one lately.
We had stuff in there before.
Right. That's how we sold
We sold stuff out of that here.
stuff from the bucket there.
Yeah.
I haven't got that lately.
Can you check on that and find out, and we can put that,
I forgot where the devil, where'd that come from?
I think it's out of Watertown.
Should be one coming pretty soon.
I haven't got any, I used to get one direct, and I haven't had it in a long time.
I haven't either.
It was a good paper.
It's a good box just sitting there.
We could put that in there, maybe some town would be looking for something like that. It's gotta be a town or municipality that buy it. If not, we'll advertise it. I don't think we'll ever use it. We're never gonna use that here. That box,
Get rid of that box.
truck box.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll put that on your list too, Tim.
Anything
No,
else?
if we don't get it from the state.
Anything else? Go to both sides.
I'll make a motion, we pay the bills,
Okay.
that's been presented.
I got a second?
Second.
John Paul?
Aye.
Red?
Aye.
Leroy?
Aye.
Jules?
All right.
I vote aye. Is there anything else? And open it back to the public. Anybody from the public? I have a motion to close the meeting.
Motion we adjourn here.
Second?
Second.